we're suspending open and concealed carry. The purpose is to try to create a cooling off period while we figure out how we can better address public safety and gun violence.
So federal action on gun control has been less than what most gun advocates would have hoped for under the Biden administration. There have been some recent moves in our states. Now, one example is who you just saw there, New Mexico's governor, Lujan Grisham, temporarily banned the right to carry firearms in public. Just crazy that you think that you have a God-ordained right to carry a killing machine on you in a public space. But that's neither here nor there. Let's examine this closer and then weigh in on it. Let's take a look at this reporting from ABC News. Lujan Grisham issued on Friday a 30-day suspension of open and concealed carry laws in Bernalillo County, where Albuquerque, the state's most populous city, is seated. There are exceptions for law enforcement officers and licensed security guards. The move comes a day after she declared gun violence a public health emergency in the state. So the idea that there's, people are coming to take your guns, as the right wing in the state has already started to frame it, is completely untrue. Now, it's just a 30-day suspension, and residents with gun permits can still have weapons on private property. Now, while traveling with a gun, a person must transport it in a way that makes the firearm inoperable or be subject to fines up to $5,000. Now, from that same ABC report, the Democratic governor cited the recent shooting deaths of 3 children in her decision to declare gun violence a public health emergency. Most recently, an 11-year-old boy was fatally shot outside a minor league baseball stadium in Albuquerque on Wednesday during a possible road rage incident, police say. Now, why is it only in these 2 areas of the state? Well, the suspension of open and concealed carry laws pertains to cities or counties averaging 1,000 or more violent crimes per 100,000 residents per year since 2021, and more than 90 firearm-related emergency department visits per 100,000 residents from July 2022 to June 2023, according to the order. Bernalillo County and Albuquerque are the only 2 places in the state right now that meet those standards. Now, Senator Turner, it's nice and refreshing. Of course, I don't think we'll have time to get into it, but the right wing is already trying to impeach her over this. But it's refreshing to see a governor see a horrible thing happen to children being murdered, and people are using these killing machines to do it and saying enough is enough. We got to do something right now to get this under control. And of course, the pushback is people are saying that I have more of a right to hold my gun than a child has to live, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the way that the gun lobby, the NRA and others have co-opted this argument to make it seem like the Second Amendment is more absolute than any other, it is problematic. I have mixed feelings about this, Ray. A 30-day cooling off period. I mean, credit to Governor Grisham for thinking and trying to do something. I'm not so sure that this in itself is the fix. People could still carry guns on private property. It's only 30 days. It's only in certain counties. As I'm often reminded by my conservative brother, that people, the criminal element is not going to agree. They're not gonna follow this rule. They're still gonna carry their weapons. So overall, we have a gun problem in this country, period. This fascination with weapons and of really mass destruction, and why Americans in the psyche of America, not all Americans, but in our psyche, it has been overlaid that somehow guns are the way to go and it makes you feel more powerful and more safe, when in fact that is not necessarily the truth. So I will give her some credit, but I don't believe that this is the fix, Ray.
Yeah, definitely doesn't go far enough, especially considering I was just reading this morning that gun violence is the leading cause of death from children ages 2 to 19. So I mean, a 30-day ban is definitely not gonna, it's a Band-Aid on a broken leg, but yeah, hopefully it'll mitigate some gun violence.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.